Really? What? I just, they were turning people away, they were just let it pass. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to call this December 5th council work session to order. Would everybody please rise for a moment of silence? And let's remember our former state representative, Tom Corrigan, who passed away the other day. Just for the record, I mean, I started 21 years ago, and when we tried to start renovating this building and doing different things, Tommy was the first guy that I reached out to. And between him, Tommy Tomlinson, and Gene Williams from the Grundy Foundation, they gave us our first grant of $250,000, which was a lot of money back then, to start the renovation of the exterior of the building. So if it wasn't for Tommy and introducing me to Tommy Tomlinson and Gene Williams, you know, who knows where we would have been 21 years ago. But again, let's remember him in our prayers. Please salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. President,
Here?
Ms. Cohen has a family issue. Ms. Rodriguez was not feeling well today. Mr. Gorman,
Present?
Ms. Figueroa,
Here.
Mr. Johnson,
Here.
Mr. Quattrochi,
Present?
Mr. Di Giuseppe.
Here.
And the mayor's here. And the mayor's here.
Louis, you want to say something before we get started?
I just wanted to mention that we lost another community businessman this past week ago, Ed Middleman, who ran Bristol Pork. It was a family-owned business there. It used to be Bristol Beef and then Bristol Pork. And he was a real hard worker and very quiet guy, but always was looking out for the community, always helping people in the neighborhood or whoever needed it, and was always very supportive of things that were going on in the borough. So I just wanted to mention that. And with Tom Corrigan, I think we should also keep in mind he worked across the board, which you don't see anymore. He worked with the Republicans as well as the Democrats, and things like the 95 when they finally got the exchange, the northbound exchange in Bristol. He was critical in getting that done, and he helped us with Lower Bucks Hospital. But one of the things in the community that I always admired him for is Tommy started the seed money to get the monuments with Columbus 500. He worked with them, with the Italian-American group, and then the Irish-Americans and the Puerto Rican-Americans and the African-Americans. So he was critical in getting that park started, and he contributed, got money for each group that came along for that. So again, I'd like to keep him in our prayers. Thank you.
Tommy was also instrumental in doing the lagoon over.
Yes.
If it wasn't for him working with Bruce Jones and the unions and everybody to get the lagoon done. Okay, so I'm going to open up public participation. Anybody on this side of the room want to speak on anything? Please go to the podium and state your name and address. Anybody on this side of the room? So that ends public participation. Oh, I'm sorry.
How you doing? My name's Randy Taylor. I'm purchasing 313 and 315 Mill Street, and I'm here for a letter of recommendation to apply for a restaurant liquor license from the borough, and it's my next step to be able to obtain the license. So I'm here asking for that today.
I don't know, maybe our solicitor, Bill, you want to explain this? Because I have,
Yeah, the borough doesn't grant the license. Are you applying for a county license?
State license.
Pardon me?
State license.
Through the enterprise, or is it a regular license?
It's a restaurant liquor license. So it would be granted through the redevelopment.
Okay,
Yes.
you're not purchasing from another license holder?
No.
Okay. So the borough doesn't issue that. At some point, council would have to pass a resolution, but have you started the process?
Yes, I'm about to submit the application, but I need a letter of recommendation from the borough to.
That the borough has no objection? Okay. Who's going to grant it, the RDA or the county?
It would be a Pennsylvania state license from the Liquor Control Board.
But you had to get county approval?
I'm sorry to interrupt, I was just going to say, if the process is the same as it was when my wife got a similar license, it would ultimately be the state that decides, but this is just a step, and there are many other hoops, if I'm
Yes.
right, that you would have to go through for this to actually go through. So you're just asking for us to say, we support your ability to apply?
Yes.
Greg, is the county have to sign off too?
I don't think
I don't
so.
believe so.
I don't think that was the case then.
Can I just make it simple? I don't think anybody sitting here is opposed to this. We're all in favor of the more restaurants, the better. Let's find out exactly what our solicitor needs.
Okay.
Maybe your attorney can contact the manager or something and let us know what letter you need. If it's a letter of support, seems very easy.
Yeah, I think it's a resolution. Could you just email the borough manager so he has something in writing?
Yes.
So we have something to go off of?
So we know exactly what you need,
Okay.
okay?
All right, yeah.
And maybe if there's any like legal documentation from the state that
Yes.
says exactly what you need,
Okay.
that would just, aside from just your email, maybe a copy of what it is that you're
Okay.
seeking specifically, that would be helpful.
I can send the part of the application that has describing what.
If you get everything you need to us and it's something we need to vote on, we will do it on Monday of next week.
Okay.
Because we're meeting next Monday.
Okay.
So we'll work quick on it.
All
But
right.
you need to tell us, like Greg said, exactly what you need, because we don't know.
All right.
All right?
Yes.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you.
Welcome to the borough.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Theodore Moore. I purchased the property 635 Carson in the borough, and I'm just looking to try to build a better home for good people here in the borough, and I just wanted to make myself known.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that ends public participation. So we have a couple developers here, I guess. Who are you guys representing?
Fillmore Street, the number 2 on the agenda.
You want to go to the podium?
I'm John Richardson from Dumac Engineering. I'm representing the client who wishes to do a lot line change. The situation is there's 2 lots, one front on Fillmore, one front on the unopened street of Cherry Street. For simplification purposes, I'll refer to the front lot. The one on Fillmore is the front lot, and the one in the back, the front on Cherry Street is the back lot. There's a current easement granted to the front lot to use for parking. Some of their parking lot occurs on the rear lot. It's this area here. So this area here belongs to the rear lot, but the front lot currently has an easement to park in that area. The lot owners would like to simplify the situation and essentially grant the front owner this piece of the property. Therefore, incorporating the parking lot, that would negate the necessity for the easement.
I'm sorry, can I get my bearings there? Where's Fillmore Street on that?
I'm sorry, Fillmore Street's right here,
Okay.
and Cherry is an unopened street that runs through here.
Cherry's like behind the truck yard?
Correct, exactly. And the area of the easement, like I said, by the way of the lot line, we would negate the necessity for that easement. So the parking lot would shift from essentially an encroachment within an easement to the front property. In support of this application, we have appeared in front of the zoning hearing board to obtain a variance. Just by the nature of the lot line change, we're increasing the impervious surface on the one lot. We're not proposing any additional impervious surface. Actually, we're going to be removing a small amount of impervious, about 102 square feet. But just by the nature of the lot line shift, we needed a variance for impervious surface. We obtained that variance. It was 83%. We have also appeared in front of the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission in general was in favor of the lot line change. They were concerned about whether Cherry Street had been vacated or not. We did a search at the courthouse. We could not come up with any records for the vacation of that. And I got confirmation from the zoning officer today that the borough records show that Cherry Street was never vacated.
Well, just to clarify, it was never dedicated, so it's never been an open street. It's a paper street. And if somebody ever wants to develop the property back there, they're going to have to improve it.
Correct, but the planning commission was concerned that it was vacated at one time and it was no longer public right away.
No, right. If it was vacated, it would have gone to the property owners on each side. It's just a paper street. It's never been dedicated, never been improved. So it's available to become a public street. So I prepared a resolution, which I've submitted to our engineers. Once they approve it, I'll send it to you. If it's okay, we'll put it on the agenda for Monday evening.
So is the zoning board against the lot line change?
No, they needed one variance and they granted it. I think they're just trying to clean up those lots, because I think the owner is intending to maybe develop that one lot. Nothing's going to change, the parking's still going to be there, it's just that they're going to own it now instead of easement.
Correct. Like I said, we're actually removing a little bit of impervious surface.
Right.
Anybody, questions from council? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Hello, my name is Joe Barone. Thank you for having me. I'm the owner of 305 Washington Street. We are seeking approval to subdivide the property into two single-family row homes, which we believe is a more appropriate solution for the area. It was a legacy commercial building with multiple apartments that, again, having two single-family homes, we believe is the right fit for the area. We have gotten approval from both the Planning Commission as well as the Zoning Board. Good dialogue at our first meeting to get everybody comfortable with what we were planning on doing, and made some minor adjustments as a result of the first Planning Commission meeting, and then submitted our revisements to the Zoning Board, who was also receptive to the subdivision.
So, Bill, you want anything on this, or?
No, I think it's currently two uses on one parcel, and they just want to subdivide it. So it's still going to be a twin. Because there's a garage back there that belongs to somebody else, there's off-street parking on one side. There can't be off-street parking on the other side. But that's all non-conforming, so there's going to be two off-street parking spaces for the one side. They needed some variances with the zoning board granted, and there's some technical waivers they're looking for from the subdivision ordinance, which our engineer is recommending. So the resolution's ready to go. I'm just waiting for your engineer. I sent the resolution to Kristen last Friday. Once she says everything's okay, we'll put this on the agenda for Monday night.
Yeah, she reviewed it, she shared it with me. I know she was comfortable with it, but I'm sure you need to hear from her.
Good.
Out of curiosity, how many square feet are each unit going to be?
The one is going to be slightly smaller, but it'll be in the range of 1,750 to 2,000.
Lou, you attended the,
I attended the planning commission, and I was impressed the way they had it set up, and actually the planning commission suggested something with the parking, which would take the parking, in order to facilitate both places, it just was going to be a headache. So they suggested give the one unit 2 spaces and the other one has no space, and that was agreed upon, and it was a very good suggestion there, and I was quite pleased. I lived down the street from that unit, and I was quite pleased to see how this was laid out.
Good, thank you.
Took away my childhood convenience store, though, just so you know.
Sorry about that. We'll do our best to make it look good, I promise.
So that'll be on the agenda for Monday night for approval. I don't see any reason why you want to tie up another night, but I don't think anybody's objecting to it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay. 824, how we handling that?
Kurt's going to, Amanda's going to present it.
You want to present 824?
Third application on us for 824 Radcliffe Street. It's currently a multifamily use structure and will be an addition added on to the building. The approximate square footage of the addition is 2250 square feet, and there will be parking spaces added as well as part of the improvements. The application was on Planning Commission this month. Planning Commission did recommend approval be granted, and there are 4 waivers that we received that the engineer is requesting from the Saldo ordinance. We have no objections to those. They do still need to submit a stormwater management plan, but we do not foresee any major issues with that.
Does anybody have any questions on this? Okay, thanks, Amanda. So just before you sit down, I would like to make a statement for people at home also that's watching. The 3 projects that were presented tonight, they weren't like submitted today and we're approving it. These went for months, 6 months to a year, some of these projects. I mean, you know how long you've been involved in your project. So once all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, we move forward as fast as we can. We work with anybody to try to get a project done. So, when I hear people say, well, it takes forever to get a permit. No, you can get a permit immediately if you do everything you're supposed to do and present it. Our staff works tirelessly to get this stuff out the door. And I know you and Kurt, as our engineers, do whatever you have to do, but what's your first name again? Joe. I mean, he went to zoning, he went to planning, they went through all the proper channels to get this done. And they cooperated and they worked with us to get it done the right way. So it's a formality basically when you come in tonight. So thank you for going through the process and working with the borough. Amanda,
Our
thanks.
staff and consultants work as fast as the applicants do. And yeah, some of these have been through multiple reviews.
Right, they got turned down and came back and, so it's not just, because some people say, they walk in, they get approval right away. It's not that easy, so, thank you.
I just want to make it known that I'm the applicant for 824 Radcliffe Street, and I will be abstaining on that vote, but we're not changing. I'm moving next door, and this is just expanding one of the apartments there for our personal use, but I just wanted to, nobody thinks that, and it's been several months because it had to go to the county and through our engineers and through our architects, so it's been a long process, but not at the borough level.
Right.
Everybody, Gilmore Associates and the borough office have been very accommodating to not so much move it through, but just to let me know what had to be done so that I can so thank you. And thank the borough staff also.
I think, Louis, you've been involved 7, 8 months already in this project.
Yes.
And he's still not done. Okay, thank you. All right, Chief, what do you have?
Just next week, either prior to the meeting, I would like to bring up the 3 winners of the trading card contest. And the mayor and I would like to present them with their prizes at the meeting, if that's okay. It won't take us long, maybe 5 minutes. Other than that, everything else is moving very smoothly. Unless anybody needs anything.
Any questions for the chief? Ralph, you have anything? Greg?
I'm good. I just wanted to say it's been a fun 2 weeks in the borough with, the weather and the Christmas celebrations. And as always, our public works and our public safety and our police officers did a fantastic job of allowing them to go off without a hitch and making us all feel safe. So thank you.
Brian?
We do have like sign-ups for recreation basketball. I wanted to let people know about that so they can get their kids out and sign them up so they can play. I think the date was gonna be pushed back so we can get times for the gym, but it's still gonna be going on.
Do you know what the
I
ages are?
thought
Brian?
we started in January, Brian.
Well, originally they said something about December 12th. That's what they put on the flyer that was made, and then they said they're gonna push it back to January. So
I think when we have these meetings, I think we talk for no reason.
Yeah.
Right, buddy?
I said January, and then they
Right.
made the flyer.
Right. So,
What are the ages?
It's 3rd and 4th grade, and then 5th and 6th.
yeah, we're gonna call a recreation meeting. We're gonna do our appointments hopefully on Monday for recreation, and then we're going to appoint everybody and start moving forward with that. Have anything else?
That's it.
Maria?
I have nothing.
The only thing I wanted to mention, I saw on the TV tonight morning about Christmas trees, live Christmas trees in houses and how not to leave your lights on. And the one fireman said, check your wires, avoid fires. So I thought that was a pretty thing to think about this time of year. Even if you don't have real trees, even holly sometimes decorating in the interior, when it starts to get dry, it's almost very volatile if it gets near heat. So everyone, let's have a good holiday. Everybody keep safe. And be cognizant of what you have in your house. Thank you.
Michael?
I don't have any.
So two things I have. One is, for everybody at home, our recycling day is being changed. The new recycle day will be Tuesday instead of Friday. Starting January 1st, or the first week of January. And when that was presented to us, we thought it'd be a lot better because a lot of people in the summer have picnics and then they gotta keep the recycle stuff until the following week. So you can put it out on Tuesday. You'll put your trash out on Monday, your recycle out on Tuesday. So we're gonna try to get, is Mascara doing a pamphlet to send everybody? And I've been following a lot of contracts with trash because our trash contract comes up next year. And am I correct? It's next year?
The end of next year.
And almost everybody's trash is doubling in cost. So when I said a few years ago, let's lock this in for a few more years, probably was the best thing we did, because trash right now is through the roof with gas prices, diesel, manpower and everything. So the borough, we did what we had to do as a council, but hopefully next year when we go out to bid, and I think we should start looking at that early next year rather than wait until December, maybe come, March, April, start looking at preparing bid specs and seeing where we're going to be for '24, I think means a lot. So just a heads up on that. And I just want to say that I attended the tree lighting that you worked on, and you did an outstanding job.
Thank you.
I mean, we were all worrying about how it was going to turn out and the big change, but you did a great job, I got to be honest with you. And Donnie McCluskey did an outstanding job. I mean, I heard him in Long Beach Island at a little place one time, and my son-in-law said, let's go down and hear him. And, where the hell was that place at?
It's in Holgate,
It's
yeah.
down in Holgate, but he did a great job in his hometown. Boy, to come home and sing like that, and the crowd was great, and, you know, it's nice to see people like that and kids that grew up in town to come back and do something, and he did not charge for his time. So I just want everybody to know that he did not get paid for his personal time, and Greg, thanks for everything you did. and
Thank you
It was a
for
huge,
allowing-
huge success.
And I will just say,
I had my doubts.
yeah, and I was very happy with it, but, constructive criticism is always welcomed, and there are some things that, we're gonna tweak without a doubt, but the production was great, and we had a really good time, and I was very happy with it.
Okay. Jim, you have anything?
Just the work session agenda has a lot of items on it. The appropriate advertisements have been made. And of course, the big thing is consider adopting the budget at next week's meeting. Again, there's no tax increase, so I don't know if anybody has any other questions at the moment, but we'll be available all week in case somebody has a question.
Yeah, we're going in without any tax increase, so Jim, again, thank you, and Angie and the staff.
Chief did a great job, associated budgeted, along with the new mayor.
On top of it. Joey, what do you have? So our last meeting will be next week, and we always end the year with Christmas caroling and, on a festive note, so hopefully everybody at home will be watching. Rosemary McGione Stutsky will be here. And it was a great year, and, wishing everybody a great Christmas season and happy holidays. So we'll see you Monday night. I get a motion to adjourn. By Louis, second by Greg. All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.